Hello! Today, in this lesson, you are going to learn about the GCSE scientific variables. You are going to learn the definitions of these variables, and you are also going to practice how to identify each variable in a different scientific investigation. It is first very important that you understand what the word vary actually means. Something that varies, changes, and doesn't have a fixed pattern. In science, there are 3 scientific variables, and you need to be able to understand the differences between these. Pause the video and have a look at the 3 variables on the screen and see if you can identify the differences between them before we move on and look at their definitions. Let's now start looking at the definitions of each scientific variable. The independent variable is the variable that is changed. Let's look at an example. If I was investigating how different forms of exercise affect my heart rate, then the thing that I am changing in this practical is the form of exercise I would be completing. These could be star jumps, push-ups, and a 100-meter sprint. The dependent variable is the variable that is measured. Again, looking at my practical, I would be measuring my heart rate by counting the number of beats per minute. Finally, the control variable is the variable that is kept the same. I would measure my heart rate for the same length of time, and I would ensure the intensity of each exercise is also the same to ensure the practical is done fairly. So far, we have identified the 3 scientific variables. We have also looked at their definitions. Now that we have done that, I want you to pause the video and see if you can identify the variables in this example. The hypothesis has been given to you. A hypothesis is an idea or an assumption or even a prediction that can be tested to see if it's true. In this example, the hypothesis is as follows. As the volume of water given to a plant increases, the growth of the plant will also increase. Pause the video now and write down each variable. What is a thing that is changed? What is measured, and what is kept the same. Now it is time to self-assess and check your answers. Let's see if you have correctly identified the variables. The independent variable, the variable that is changed, was the volume of water or the amount of water in centimetres cubed. The dependent variable, the variable that is measured, was the height of the plant, or the height the plant has grown in centimetres. Finally, the control variable, which is the variable that is kept the same to keep it a fair test, was the type of plant and the light intensity which each plant has received. There are now 3 more examples for you to try to see if you can identify the scientific variables correctly. At each one, I want you to pause the video and I want you to take some time and identify the variables. You can then check your answers to self-assess. Now that you have learnt about the 3 scientific variables, their definitions and how to identify them in different experiments, it is time to test yourself. Try these 5 recall questions, pause the video and answer all of them. Once you have answered them, I want you to check your answers and self-assess.